Happy Wednesday. It's your girl, Claudia Jordan. We are back with another episode of your favorite show. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, get you something to drink, and get ready for this hot tea. Please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
Yes, I'm excited.
Please welcome Funky Daniel.
I'm excited.
Al, what in the old man jig was that?
He was like,
don't worry about it. I'm a jig on this month. 5 days a week, baby. TGIF fans, thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support. We did it. We did it, y'all.
He's really excited, Al, because he didn't even let you get to the doggone read in the script. The cat's out the bag now, child.
Oh, my bad.
I mean,
Hey, Claudia, what you doing next Friday?
I wanted to thank the big bike community.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the big bikes. All our linebackers, everybody who bike.
The missing side two people, they got us over the top. The people driving
the Honda Altima, the Nissan Altima people.
Who else? Who else got us over the top?
Y'all did it. Y'all did it. See, y'all think the world and the universe don't have nothing for y'all. And y'all don't understand. It's power in the diameter of that bite. That's a strong bite. That's a bite that can evoke the ancestors and make things happen. That's why God gave it to you. And he would never put more on that bike than you can bear. Amen, somebody.
There you go. Now, for those of you who may not know, Soulmates, I'm sure you've heard by now, we have our big announcement for our loyal teammates. We're now expanding to 5 nights a week. That's going to start Tuesday, June 20th. Hey, there we go. There's the graphic. In the script, it says, "Are you guys excited?" But Al Reynolds was so excited. He did the, can you do that dance for us again, Al? How you feeling about this, Al? How you feeling about this?
Oh, I'm super excited. I mean, the fans have spoken, and it's nothing but a pleasure to give them exactly what they asked for.
Let's see how many people in the chat right now. Okay, we have 600 likes. 2,600 people watching. That's cute. That's cute for the first 2 minutes, but we expect more. We expect more. Funky, how you feeling about this? I know you don't like reporting to work someplace every day. We know. You like, ooh, this is work, child. This is less days on the yacht.
Y'all already know, but Soulmates, I'm going to do it for y'all. I'm going to do it in stride. And you know what's funny now? I'm looking forward most to just what creative new things we can come up with in this landscape and what we can bring to the culture in this space. So I'm really excited for all of the endless possibilities that this show and our team can come up with to make TGIF entertaining, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 days a week.
And to piggyback off of that, Soulmates, you guys are a part of this success, of course. So in the chat, I would love for y'all to pitch us your ideas for segments, because we got 5 days to fill up now. And you don't want to just say the same show every day, right? We're behind the scenes putting together things that we want to add to the show. But what do y'all want? What do y'all want from us? Do you want us to do a dating segment on the show? Do you want us to do musical guests? Do you want us to do a talent show? What would you like from us? Do you want to do a Dear John segment? Dear Al, Dear Funk? What do you want? Put it in the chat or send us a DM on our social media. And we're going to compile all the best ideas and give y'all the best 5 days of the week, because we don't want y'all to get sick of us. And yeah, that's what we're going to do here. All right, what y'all sipping on tonight? Y'all sipping on anything to celebrate?
Well, let me tell y'all something. You and Al, both of y'all geriatric hoes, y'all used to pick on me. Unlocking my better self, unlock 5 days. So I'm going to continue unlocking my better self. Okay,
Yeah,
I ain't even drinking no water today, bitch. I'm drinking air. If water got us this far, baby, I'm bringing in a second element. I'm bringing in air. Okay.
So the truth is going to come out, and people said this in the comments. They go, 5 days a week, you're not going to be able to hide the days you are drinking, because before you would get away with on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we didn't see it, and Mondays and the weekends. We gonna really see if you really truly unlock it.
We gonna see.
Al, you sipping tonight? What you doing?
Oh, drinking water. You know, I'm in class here, so I still got an hour to go after I finish this show. So no drinking. I'm not allowed to drink in class.
And Al's out here in Dallas, and he's been hanging with one of my homegirls. Did we hang out the other night?
No,
Everything's
I remember I wasn't able to meet you.
Oh, you couldn't come out. Yeah. So everything's blending together. I'm so tired. I've been up since like 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been doing the Breakfast Club. I just flew back, escaped that big fire that was happening.
Good.
Smoke. When the plane was going up through the clouds, all the smoke got in the cabin of the plane and it smelled like smoke. And the captain was like, that's not us. That's it was very creepy.
Wow.
Anyways, let's get into our show, y'all. A 58-year-old white woman has been taken into custody 4 days after fatally shooting her Black neighbor, 35-year-old AJ Owens. Owens approached her white neighbor's home, Susan Louise Lorenz, to address a situation that took place early in the day that resulted in the neighbor throwing a pair of skates at AJ's kids. Now, once AJ approached Susan's door to confront her about the ordeal, Susan shot through the door and killed the mother of four with a shot to the chest. What are your thoughts on this tragic story? Funky, I'm gonna go to you first. I see you shaking your head. What do you think?
You know what? This is really sad. I hate that we're now starting to see these reverberating themes in the media, right? And I've never been a conspiracy theorist, but now I'm starting to figure out, is the conspiracy happening on the media side or is it happening by some other forces? Because now we keep getting these repeat stories of people showing up to people's houses and not making it away, whether it's through the drive-through, whether it's an accidental knock on the door, or whether it's an intentional knock on the door. Whatever transpired, because I wasn't there and I do not know, whatever exchange of words that took place on that lady's porch, I am sure it did not warrant this woman being shot. Case in point, she was arrested and she's being charged. And, you know, guys, unfortunately, these days, now, if you need to go to somebody's house that you don't know and knock on their porch, please take the police with you, or better yet, don't send the police, because now that the media has put this in people's heads, everybody's going to now be trigger happy to shoot somebody off their porch.
What's crazy about this story, they're neighbors. I'm sure Al's going to get into this. The 911 was called at least 6 times, and the Black family was being harassed by the white family. That mother the white woman had a history of harassing those kids, throwing stuff, being violent, and the Black family had complained about her. And it's amazing that she didn't get arrested right away. Al, what do you have on this? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you know, Funky, this isn't sad. This is bigger than sad. This is horrific. This is despicable, and it's disheartening. And let me share with you why. Because Billy Woods, the chief of police at Marion County Sheriff's Office, he didn't arrest her after this white woman killed somebody. Can you put the picture up of that beautiful Black woman, beautiful Black mother? He didn't arrest her because he said that she used the stand your ground law.
It doesn't apply. This is not apply.
It doesn't apply. And it wasn't until the neighbors, came forward and started telling the truth about this incident that the sheriff's office then changed their mind and arrested her. I think we need to follow this. We need to follow this situation to the conclusion, all the way down to the conviction, because it's very sad to me that she almost would have gotten away with killing this mother. And the super sad part about it is that she took AJ's kids' mother from them. She took somebody's sister from them. She took somebody's aunt, somebody's daughter. And that is simply 100% not right. And finally, let's talk about how they never interviewed the neighbors. They never interviewed the kids, and the kids witnessed the murder.
Mm.
It was something about waiting a little bit, like not doing it the same day, but they did see their mom. They did witness their mom being killed. So that is what's sad about this story. Like, there's so much trauma that's going to happen. And the fact that AJ had called the police on this family, this white woman, several times. I don't know, man. I hope we get justice, and we'll see. All right. The mother of Justin Combs, Misa Hylton, is blasting Diddy for not setting a positive example after her son was arrested for driving under the influence. Misa Hylton wrote, "I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son." She added, "The statement of fish rots from the head down means that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success, leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise." And she also wrote, "How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money off alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company." Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it. Not mine. What are your thoughts on Misa's post? Let's go to you first. Al, what you think? She ready to tell it all?
I swear, Claudia, I think we need to get her on this show because I think she has something that she wants to get off her chest. She is standing 10 toes down that she simply believes that Diddy has been a negative influence on their child. And the interesting part, there are two things about this that I didn't like. Number one, I didn't like the headline saying Justin Combs' mother slams Diddy. No, her name is Misa Hylton. Misa Hylton is a legend all by herself. We all know her in New York City. She's incredible stylist, done amazing things. So they need to be addressing her as Misa Hylton. And the thing that I like the most about her posts is that this felt like there were years and years of pent-up aggression about how he has been parenting or co-parenting their son. I loved it. And I promise you, I think we should make an outbound call to Misa so that she could share more details.
I agree. Funky, what you think about this?
You know what? My gut, my visceral reflex induced response was, lady, what are you talking about? Unless Diddy force-fed Justin drinks and watched him physically get in the car and drive away, I don't know how you're blaming him for this DUI, right? I'm still somewhat of the thought process that Justin is a grown-ass man who can make his own decisions. However, after stepping back, reading some of the comments, and doing a little reflection, I can understand how the influence thing can come into play, and Misa perhaps feeling like Justin would make more positive decisions if he had seen his father take a stronger stance when it came to making positive decisions and less hip-hop lifestyle-based decisions. But at the very end of the day, I still feel like Justin is a grown-ass man, and he made those choices with his grown-ass volition and free will to get behind of a wheel after drinking and driving.
And you know what, Funky and Claudia, why is he driving when he's been partying and hanging out and drinking and doing whatever? Why is he driving? He's got enough money to have a driver on the nights that he go out and have fun. He has enough money to take an Uber.
So
I mean, why is he being so irresponsible?
So hence why we're asking, why is it Diddy's fault?
So Justin and Carisha are the same age. I just want to point that out. Number one. Number two, I don't think this is about drunk driving at all.
I don't think so either.
I think this is about a whole bunch of stuff. This is about people that have a lot of stuff that they've been holding in. Mm-hmm. And this is the straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion. And that's why she's upset. I don't even think it has anything to do with this. It has to do with the years of keeping your secrets, because, interesting fact here. Did y'all see Kimora Lee Simmons, what she wrote? Kimora Lee Simmons was the best friend of Kim Porter. So she knows all the dirt. She knows all the tea. She knows all the stuff that Diddy probably doesn't want us to know. So when this came out, Kimora Lee Simmons on her story said, "Oh, we going in? We doing this?" Like she was ready. Like she was ready to jump in. To me, that has nothing to do with drunk driving. That has nothing to do. I think they've been waiting on something to kind of tip the scales. That is my opinion. That's my conspiracy theory.
Pent up aggression. Pent up.
It seemed like the girls was kind of like, we doing this? Like they've been waiting. Mm-hmm. He's 29 years old, but they are filming a reality show, because I did see in some of her posts, she wrote, "I'm not about this reality shit," and she this is real life. And then she said something about UCLA. She was mad at, was it USC?
UCLA said I should have kept my son to me and not sent him to UCLA, something to that effect.
So I think this is tip the scales. So if we're canceled next week, it's all Diddy. Hey, Diddy, don't be mad at me again. Okay, it was announced that Dr. Cornel West and Mike Pence will be entering the 2024 presidential race. How do you feel? Can we get those pictures back up, both of them? How do we feel about these two?
Listen, I need one of them to get off my line. And can y'all guess which one need to get off my line?
I mean, go ahead, Funky. Go ahead.
Cornel West, get off my line with this shit. Okay, listen, I get it, and I hope at the end of the day, Cornel is doing what a lot of people are doing. They just throw their hat in the ring in an effort to get the issues out there. All right. Oh God, I hate to go there, but we're gonna go there because this is TGIF. Does Cornel West have the intellect to run the world? Absolutely. Does he have the appearance to run the free world? Probably not. And I know we're talking about the presidential election and what does appearance have to do with things, but a lot. While I don't think Mike Pence is the best person for the job per se, it is understandable why Mike Pence's hat was in the race. Hell, he's already been the vice president. But Cornel West, quiet as it's kept, Black America is still mad at that coup that you and Tavis Smiley tried to throw when Obama was running and was in office because you two were not the chosen Negroes. So if you are making a serious bid to think that we're going to get behind you, Brother West, I think you might want to reevaluate these things before you sink a whole lot of money into this.
Al, what do you think?
You know, I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Mike Pence, you need to save your money and donate it to a charity. Look, your Republican Party was against you after that whole accepting that certified elector in January 6, 2021. They're done with you, so it's a waste of time. They don't like you. You were a water carrier for Trump in their minds. You're useless. I'm excited that we get to see some real mudslinging. If Donald Trump can allegedly have sexual assault affairs, allegedly falsified documents, money fraud, and all this stuff, and be a radical on the right side, then why can't Cornel West be a radical for the independents? I think it would make for great debate. I would love to see the debate of the Republicans and Joe Biden, Trump, and Cornel West. I think he'll bring up all the issues that have been in our minds and our hearts and our souls as African Americans in America for all these years, from slavery to now. I honestly just hope, because Claudia, correct me if I'm mistaken, he's independent, so he has to have 15% of supporters across 5 national polls in order to be a part of the debates.
And the Democratic Party was not going to let him get on the debate stage. It's not going to happen. He's gonna definitely go for Joe Biden's neck, and the Democrats.
That to me would make for some great politics television.
It's going to be interesting. All right, coming up next, a Florida man used an interesting disguise during a robbery and later find out if aliens are living amongst us. Stay tuned. Welcome back to TGIF. Let me see what's going on in our chat today, since I was a big part of this. Okay, 1,600 people likes. Okay, that's cute.
We're going to get a big bad girls a rest tonight.
I suppose. I suppose. All right. Hey, in Florida news, which seems to be something we talk about all the time, a man has been arrested after trying to hide his identity with a cardboard box while robbing a phone repair store. That's right. You see the picture. 33-year-old Claude Vincent Griffin had reportedly stolen 18 iPhones and $8,000 in cash, totaling about $15,000 in cash and assets stolen. Now, Griffin has been charged with grand theft, burglary, that word be kicking my butt, criminal mischief, cocaine possession, and resisting an officer without violence. Funky, you're the Florida rep. We got to go to you. What's going on in your state?
No, you know what, Claudia? I'm ashamed to even say this, to give you and Al this fodder. You know I love to separate Miami from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But this actually happened in Miami Gardens, a.k.a. Carroll City, which is actually the neighborhood I grew up in.
Do tell.
Me and this Negro family probably know each other somehow or another. Listen, I'm not going to blame this on Florida. This them new drugs they got out there, okay?
In Florida. In Florida.
A way of New York or somewhere.
We don't do this in Dallas.
This came down I-95, okay? Because, you know, we some crafty thieves down here in Miami, Florida, and this fool put this box on his head he couldn't even see how to run out the door with the box. I have to blame this on the new drug. So I think Florida should get a pass on this one because we still have not got our local CDC together yet to figure out what's going on with this new strain of drugs that done made its way down here by way of New York. And that's what's going on. So
absolutely not. In the chat, Shannon Farmer says Florida is giving bath salts.
That's some shit we had got from New York. It was coming down I-90.
Oh boy, don't even bring New York in this.
Al, remember that case with that homeless guy that was on bath salts? No, I'm sorry, a guy on bath salts, a black guy, bit a guy's face off in Florida.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with New York.
Do you guys remember that show back in the day called America's Dumbest Criminals? Do y'all remember that? Florida, we need to do a segment on our show called What Dumb Happened in Florida This Week? I think
we're doing it. We're doing it.
This is the silliest thing I've ever heard, but you know what? Those drugs must be good for you to put a cardboard box on your head so you can't see what you're trying to steal.
Like, what was he doing? Where the holes for this to see? Like,
all right,
I think the intention was to use the box to put the devices in.
But he put it on his head.
It's the drugs. It's not Florida. It's the drugs.
If you are here for the In Florida News topic segment on this show, please leave some salt in the chat. Bath salt.
You heifer.
Bath salt and salt.
That's what we'll name the segment.
Hey, Pete Davidson left a provocative voicemail from Senior VP of Cruelty Investigations at PETA. Davidson said, so why don't you do your research before you fucking create news stories for people because you're a boring, tired fuck. Fuck you and suck my dick. Pete's voicemail was left after the VP of PETA described his decision to purchase a Cavapoo puppy from a store instead of adopting as tragic. So PETA called him out like, you bought a dog instead of adopting from us. Can y'all blame PETA for going off? Can y'all blame Pete for going off on PETA? And by the way, he's highly allergic to a lot of dogs. He can only like rock with one kind of dog, I guess. So that was his decision. And his family's dog just died. So he was just trying to like make good. Who wants to go first on this? Al?
When I first read his response, like suck his D, I was like, okay, Pete, did you take your meds this week? Like, come on, like what? That's a $100 question to me. But then after reading the story, I'm actually glad that someone like Pete Davidson is taking on PETA, because PETA, to me, it feels like that PETA group is almost like a cult, almost like a terrorist group in my book. And they've been given flack to celebrities for a very, very long time. So good for Pete. You know, they always run up on people. Remember how they ran up on Portia Williams when she was doing her book signing? I just feel like finally somebody is taking on PETA. So thumbs up for Pete Davidson speaking out against PETA on this case.
Before we move on, Funky, I just want to let you know that there's so many salt shakers in the chat, and they're putting little alligators for Florida. So
you know what? Forget you and forget them, okay? So listen, in this situation, it's just like a defense attorney when they're defending a murderer, somebody who know we did it, they still have a job to do, right? While I don't agree with PETA jumping the gun, I understand strategically why they did it, right? To continue to drive this fear into people about purchasing dogs from pet stores because they get their dogs from puppy mills. Period. Hard stop. On the other token, to your point, Claudia, Pete said he was allergic. The mom did just lose a dog. And we have to point out, not every single dog in a pet store comes from a puppy mill. That's unfair to say. There's a high likelihood that it probably did, but they also come from private breeders that also, raise the dogs with love and care. All in all, I definitely think PETA was wrong. And quite frankly, he didn't cuss their ass out good enough as far as I'm concerned.
Do we know what is the mission of PETA? Because I thought when I read their mission statement, I thought it was to educate communities on how to protect dogs. What is the mission, and what part of their mission allows them to attack him in this way?
Well, I think with the thing with the pet store is pet stores get dogs from puppy mills, which are unsanitary. They keep the dogs in bad conditions. That's the narrative that has been put out there. And that is why they push this whole adopt a dog versus buying a dog from the puppy mills, not to mention our shelters are overran with dogs. So that's the protection of dog piece from purchasing versus adopting.
Did they think it was going to go over like that Pete Davidson that we know is saucy and spicy and he's a comedian, he got jokes? Did they think he was going to let them get that off on him without saying something like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's cool to personally attack an individual like that. They can like maybe send an email. They can like maybe they could have handled it in a different way to kind of put him on blast like that. I thought was kind of like, if your organization is about defending creatures and animals, right? I don't think it makes you look good when you attack humans doing it. Yeah. There's more tactful ways of doing it. You turn a lot of people off with that. And y'all are becoming like a little gang. She
got hurt in the end because what I would like to see happen, and I think the classy-based thing to do would be for that woman to issue an apology. But again, when we start talking about strategy, maybe she's willing to take it on the chin for the press that they got to further send the message that they don't want people buying dogs from pet stores. I mean, if that was their strategy, it definitely did work.
Woo, people, you just don't know what's for clout nowadays and what's for like a true, calling. Yep. All right. A Southwest plane made an emergency landing after a drunk female passenger started spitting on other travelers while she was being dragged off the flight. Sound like funky right here, but is it me or does it seem like we're covering more stories about people losing their shit on flights? Q, what do you think?
They should have whooped her ass and turned her every which way except loose. Everybody know that spitting is the number one most disrespectful thing you can do to anybody coming off of COVID-19. You can get people sick coming out of Jesus's womb. It's just plain out damn nasty. And then to be on the damn plane and force them people to have to make an emergency landing because your ass is drunk. And quite frankly, she's mental. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all gonna keep fucking around. And it's going to get to a point where, every X amount of years how we renew our passport, we're going to have to start getting psychological evaluations in order for people to travel. And to be quite honestly with you, I just might be on board with it. You're going to have to start turning in a psychological evaluation, and it is needed. Because first, after 9/11, we thought the threat was coming from outside of the plane, right? Bringing it onto the plane. But there was no TSA that could protect the bitch from a bad man, okay? And y'all hoes on here, y'all spitting on people, y'all masturbating on planes, you got elderly people shitting up and down the aisle, punching on and peeing and carrying on. Oh, baby, this is psychological warfare. And it's coming. If y'all don't stop, it's coming.
We're going to need planes that have you harnessed in like stray jackets for the crazy people because I don't want to sit next to one of those people. Al, what you think about this story? These people...
we've talked about this 100 times before. I think there needs to be a database that these passengers go into that restricts them for flying. It doesn't have to be forever, but it does need to be for a period of time. Listen, I know that a no-fly list seems extreme, but what are your options? Do you want to be pissed on? Do you want to be spit on? Do you want to be thrown items against you? Do you want to be beat up? What are your options? I would rather have these people off the plane so that I can feel safe and know that I'm going to get to my destination without having to take a COVID test or even another STD test because somebody's saliva is on my body or in my face.
Al, when you were just running down that list of things that you said, do you want on the plane? Those are all things that you've admitted that you like, the golden showers, the freakiness, the choking. I was like...
He just don't want it 20,000 feet.
I don't want it.
He don't want it when he up in the sky with his legs to the moon. He don't mind. Okay.
You know what? I was just thinking, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Claudia.
Right. Like when you were saying, I was like, these are all things that Al Reynolds has said he's okay with. So it's the plane you got a problem with.
Well, not by strangers. Not by strangers. Like I got to know you. How about that?
Do you know people in orgies?
Well, they're not spitting on me in an orgy now.
Nah, just spitting in you.
Coming up next, a former veteran is speaking about extraterrestrial activity in the U.S. and later on in the show, Blueface's tragic mother released a tired-ass apology I hate that we got to cover her, but we're going to go in. Stay tuned. Welcome back to TGIF. If you missed the beginning of the show, we made our special announcement that we are now 5 days a week starting June 20th. So soulmates, you got us over the finish line, and we appreciate y'all. All right, everybody. Every year, we all pledge to save more money and spend less. But how are you supposed to save when you're paying inflated prices for everyday essentials like gas and groceries? You can't just cut those purchases out of your budget. But now, thanks to my 2023 money back hack, you can get cash back from them with Upside. Now, Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With Upside, I get cash back on every purchase. It's my secret weapon for staying on track with my savings goal. Now, Upside offsets inflated gas prices by giving you cash back on purchases. So it definitely puts money right back in your pocket. Funky, you got that nice new car. When and where do you use Upside?
So you know what? I always use Upside when I'm riding up and down the street and I get a random push notification letting me know that gas is on special at this place or that place. And oftentimes it's places I didn't even know existed. So that's another plus side to Upside. Plus side to Upside, because it helps you find gas stations in neighborhoods that you didn't even know existed. And you know what, Claudia? Since we finna get a little extra change in our pocket, we have a bigger paycheck, and my birthday's in August, I'm thinking about getting a nice, big, luxurious truck to add to my fleet of vehicles. And I'll definitely need Upside to put gas in my big, huge Range Rover truck that I don't need.
Oh, fancy fish today. Fancy
How about
fish.
you get a house first?
That's already done. Already done.
Okay.
It's done. They're done. Al, how easy is the app to use?
Listen, I got to tell you, I just experienced this. I'm in Dallas. I had to rent a car. Claudia, no, I don't drive. So I use Upside to find gas stations. And the funny part is it's great when you're going into an area that you are not familiar with, because it lists every single place that's close to you that you can get money back if you spend there. I mean, it was thumbs up for me. It's definitely as a traveler and I rent a car.
Well, listen, we all have to be really smart with our money, and anything that helps us save a little bit here and there, even though we're going to have 5 days a week, but we still want to save money. We still, we still remember our roots. We ain't getting that brand new just yet. All right, fellas, what do you plan to do with all the cash back you're going to get?
Buy another car.
Buy food, you know me.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue to shop at my little cheap boutiques online. All right, to get started, download the free Upside app. Use promo code TGIF, that's TEAGIF, and get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Next, claim an offer for whatever you buy on Upside. Then pay as usual with a credit or debit card. Follow the steps in the app and get yourself paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. Download the free Upside app and use promo code TEAGIF to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code TEAGIF. Listen, y'all, we won't steer you wrong. Go ahead and save that money, okay? Promotional considerations furnished by Upside. All right, let's get back to some topics. How would you guys react if you were to discover that we have been living alongside aliens for decades?
I think you are naive to think that the universe is as big as it is with the planets that they taught us in the 2nd grade, and to think that there's not life anywhere else. I think that that's naive.
Al?
Listen, I believe that our military and government knows a lot about extraterrestrial life form that is in our country and on Earth. At the rate in which this guy describes it, though, I don't believe him.
I used to read a lot of alien books, and there's some fascinating ones out there. And I've been thinking that we can't be the only ones here, and we can't be the most advanced. We're very arrogant to think that. Well, Air Force veteran David Charles Grush is blowing the whistle on alleged secret U.S. military programs, which he claims have been retrieving craft of non-human origin for at least several decades. Are you guys surprised? Do you believe it? What do you think? Q?
When you start talking about conspiracies and secrets, for me, I am a man of logic, rationale, and reason. And I just think that it takes a whole lot of people keeping quiet to keep something like this quiet. And if we're talking about military staff across multiple decades, I mean, at some point, somebody gets dementia, somebody gets Alzheimer's, and they say something definitive to someone. It's weird because we got all these conspiracy theories and we hear all these different things, but nobody's ever been able to give us anything hardcore. So I'm going to leave it at this. I do believe that life exists other places. To the extent in which the U.S. has evidence, do we have spaceships in a hangar somewhere? Does Area 54 really exist? I'm still up in the air with that one.
Okay, now.
I just feel like, maybe 20 or 30 years ago, you could get away without us seeing documented pictures of the alien itself. All we've seen, majority, is the ships or whatever, or the vessels in which they travel. I think given the new age of how we take pictures of everything, I think we need to start seeing some pictures. I think we really need to start seeing some pictures to help, back up his story about this. And that way it would no longer be just a conspiracy theorist saying, that aliens exist.
So I'm going to give you soulmate something. There's this book that back in the day when you would check this book out of the library, you would get flagged. It's called Behold a Pale Horse. It's by Milton W. Cooper. He was a high-ranking, I think a SEAL or something. He was a high-ranking military official, right? And he was a whistleblower. Like, he was trying to tell the secrets about JFK, the origin of HIV, KKK, and also extraterrestrial life in that we know of, that we've gotten some of our technology from fallen spacecrafts. It's an amazing read. If the feds come to your house, it ain't my fault. I'm giving you a disclaimer. I'm just letting you know. They used to flag it, right? You can still get it on online. There was 3 assassination attempts on his life, and then they finally got him. To me, why would they do that if there wasn't some truth to some of the things he's saying? And I do think a lot of times the movies that we have prepare us for what they already know. Because look at all the things that they've dropped on us, right, over the years. Someone posted a meme the other day, the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? Mm-hmm. They had FaceTime on there. They had Teledoc. They had all that kind of stuff. And now all that stuff is happening. I felt like, remember there was a time where alien movies kept coming out, like so many of them? Mm-hmm. It kind of like, I don't know, eased the blow. I just think that I think we have a lot more knowledge of it. And it is kind of crazy that people, we don't have more evidence. But like I said, with this author, he was murdered. He was assassinated for trying to tell us. And they do say JFK was in that same realm as well. I don't know. I'm just giving you That's
scary.
It is, but that book is good. You should get it. It's actually really good.
Not me,
something
girl.
Happens.
I don't need nobody tracking me. Nope.
And listen, I know that information was disseminated on this show with CIA, FBI. This one alphabet, I need y'all to leave alone. Claudia got a new house.
Right, leave her.
Somewhere in Dallas. It's the house with the renovations going on.
So now we discriminate against those alphabet people. Okay. Hey, y'all, keep it locked because coming up next, find out why Blueface's mother apologized to Erykah Badu and Young Miami. And later, do you think it's right to cut off family members? We're covering all that and more when we return. Welcome back to more TGF. I'm looking at the chat and someone said, Marsha T says, LOL, Funky Dineva throw Claudia under the FBI, CIA, NSA surveillance investigation bus. Exactly. Funky said, not me, girl. Go around Claudia house. All right, y'all. Hey, Blueface's mother issued an apology to Erykah Badu and Young Miami after calling them rent-a-center bitches for supporting Krishan Rock. Carlissa said, after thinking about it, I want to put out an apology to any of the ladies who I called rent-a-center bees. I said that out of pure anger and disgust of the overwhelming amount of DMs that I get every day talking about my son and Krishan. What are your thoughts on her apology? I thought that was a stupid insult. Rent-a-center bitches? Like, that wasn't even good. It wasn't even a good read. What you think?
I think number one, we have no business knowing who his mother is, right? She doesn't have a claim to fame. It's not like she's a celebrity manager, a celebrity momager. Her claim to fame is literally piggybacking off of her son's business and Krishan's business. Number two, as she says that she's responding as it relates to her getting DMs, this goes with my saying that adults can't be bullied on social media. You don't have to be on social media. And if you just have to be on there for the sake of lurking, you don't have to be on there with your true identity. I just don't like how she's always in the mix as it relates to her son and Krishan. And then she keeps acting as if she's not doing it for clout or it's not because she wants to be famous. Yes, it is. And I'm sitting here thinking about if my mother was alive, my mother would not be on social media entertaining fans about her son. She just wouldn't. My mother just wouldn't give a damn. She wouldn't. And I think this is what happens when you have these young ass mamas who are still in the same social bracket as their children's. But she needs to go work at the insurance agency, be the cafeteria lady, be a bus driver aide, things that we used to see our mamas do, and not be all up in the social media mix.
All right. Al, what do you think?
I'm going to be messy. I thought it was funny. I thought it was so funny. You know, there's a part of you as a parent that you can get, you know, her defending her son. But I agree with Q on all levels on this one.
You know, she was at an event here in Dallas. They honored like mothers of reality stars and celebrities, right? And
that's garbage in itself. Go ahead.
I know. They had them there. It was a Mother's Day thing, I think, and the lady that put it together, like
mothers of reality stars,
right?
Mother's Day brunch at the polo field. That is
they like
so
Mama
garbage.
Jones. So she was there. We didn't get to interact much, but she was there. I thought she was a good-looking, attractive woman. She was very calm that day, and I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, Blueface's mom. She's a pretty lady. Her son is out of pocket a lot. And I hate when I see mothers that don't hold their kids accountable because I feel like you encourage the behavior. And on one of these shows I commented on, I think on my social media, I said, stay away from this guy right now because he's doing crazy, like toxic stuff. Instead of taking that, heeding to that, she went and did a live, called me all kinds of bitches and whores and all kind of names. And I'm like, if you're going to go attack everyone that comments on your son, does commentary on your son, you're going to be busy for the rest of your life. Instead of coming for people that report the truth, the facts of what's happening and observing what your son's doing, maybe you have a sit down, a heart to heart. Maybe y'all go to therapy together because there's obviously some issues with that family. I don't have anything against you, Clarissa and Blueface, neither one of you. I don't have anything personal against you, but this is our job. And if y'all weren't out of pocket, we wouldn't have anything to say. We don't hate you, but the behavior is easy to hate.
Well, here's the thing too, Miss Carlissa. Claudia might not take it there, but I will. You and whatever man or absence of a man that raised him are trash. Okay, you are. There are just certain attributes about a child that the parent can't escape from. Now, I get that they say a parent can't control everything that a child does, and I agree with that. But your son lacks character all the way around. And I'm sorry, that is something that a parent creates in a child, and you failed to do so. So maybe that's why she always in the mix trying to defend his ass, because he's a reflection of her.
Good point. And I was pretty kind to her today, but if you do it again, I'm fucking going on you back. But I'm trying to have some class about it.
And we're going to do it 5 days a week, ho.
We might dedicate a show. We got 5 days. We might dedicate a day to clapping back.
We got 5 whole days to go in on your ass, so tread lightly. Not us threatening people to go in on
right, and we haven't even made it to the 5 days yet.
I mean,
y'all need to pipe down.
We will not. All right, Joe, coming up, is it okay to cut off your family members once they cross that line?
If they like Blueface, mama.
Stick around and find out once we return. Welcome back to more TGIF. All right, let me get your thoughts on this tweet that was reposted on Hollywood Unlocked. The tweet says, y'all really be cutting y'all family off and not talking to them? What's your take on this post? And have you ever cut a family member off, Al? What have you?
Nope, I've never cut a family member off, and I believe in forgiveness. It's always the better way for me. So for me, I don't have any experience with this.
Okay, Q.
I got all the experience with it. It is absolutely 100% okay to cut a family member off. I have cut my own mother off for various points in our life. And you know what? Watching Iyanla Vanzant's show Fix My Life has actually helped me with it. I've given people chances. I have set boundaries. And when you cross those boundaries, I can't control what you do, but I can only control what I do. And I can only curate my peace. I'm responsible for my peace. And if you cross boundaries and violate them, guess what? You no longer have access to me. I think one of the most toxic sayings that we have in the Black community is, that's your mama, that's your daddy. And there is a way to cut somebody off without being disrespectful. I never disrespected her. I mean, at times I did when it was warranted, but I restricted access from me until she figured out, hey, you want to continue with that same behavior or not? If you change, you can come back in the circle. If not, your ass can stay out. The choice is yours. But yes, it's absolutely all right to cut family members off for the sake of your peace. Claudia?
I think because someone is your relative, I don't think they should be given special privileges to disrespect you and hurt you. If anything, they should have a higher bar. I had to cut off a couple of family members, and now we're cool now, but it was years ago. One was my father's third wife. I did a reality show where we talked about therapy and about my, issues with my father and my mom's marriage and infidelity. And his ex-wife, who's I call number 3, she had the nerve to get on Facebook and say something like, well, maybe he cheated because he wasn't happy with your mother. Bitch, it was my mom, then it was a second wife, then you. You had nothing to do with taking my father. And how dare you? You're supposed to be bridging a relationship with your husband's kids. So I had to unblock her, all do that stuff, defriend her. And I was just like, wow, what a bird behavior. And a cousin put her hands on my mom back in the day. And I didn't, it was a long time ago, but it took a long time for me to, and I'm not going to overlook that because you're my blood relative. Hell no. Mm-hmm. If anything, the bar is higher. How dare you? How dare you? All right, great conversation, y'all. Trey Songz has been hit with another lawsuit, but this time it's for $10 million. A woman is suing Trey Songz for sexual battery and assault after she accused him of grabbing and exposing her breast at a pool party. The woman is seeking $10 million in damages. Al, what do you think about this lawsuit?
We've said this before. I mean, he just has a laundry list. 2013, this happened. 2016, he anally raped, allegedly, a woman in California. 2018, Andrea said, allegedly, he choked her. 2018, Miss Jeffries accused him of penetrating her with her fingers in a club. 2021, a sexual assault incident in Vegas at the Cosmo Hotel. 2022, Dylan Gonzalez, remember? She accused him of rape, allegedly, in Vegas. And also in 2022, at the bowling alley, the incident in New York City. Remember, he got into a fight with the lady there. There is something is not right. And it's so sad to watch such a talented young man go down this path and no one's stepping in and helping him do better. Trey Songz, you've got to do better. His management team, you've got to do better. Anybody in his camp, we've got to do better.
All right, Funky, what do you think about this?
I'm just over here whining my hips to his song over and over, over and over, over and over again. We're going in circles. We saw this clip when it happened many years ago. This was before Me Too. This was before all of the social media, sexual assault stuff. And I remember this clip on social media. We as a community, we all laughed. We all giggled. We thought it was funny. It was boys being boys behavior. And even this young lady laughed. She didn't file a lawsuit way back then, but times have now changed and the narrative has now been drawn. And she's now said, fuck it. I mean, even though I may not have felt nothing, shit, work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. If I can slip my little lawsuit in here and get me a quick 10 million and file for 10 and end up with 2, why not? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I have no defense for Trey Songz.
So sad, because this guy's a very talented and attractive man. And he had the world was literally his oyster. So I hate to see it. But at the end of the day, you got to keep your hands to yourself. everyone has a camera. And if you're famous and, like I said, attractive, people are going to be pointing at you. If you're at a public event, if you're out, people are filming you and it's going to come out. And she has the right to file a case, whether it was 5 years, 10 years, whatever. She does. And especially with evidence, hard evidence. Trey, we want to see you win, but you're going to have to get some kind of help. All right, once again, Trey, TGIF will be expanding to 5 days a week. And we'd like to thank our loyal FOXSOUL family and our loyal soulmates for making this happen. I want to give a shout out to James Abose for leading FOXSOUL to the point where we could actually get a show 5 days a week and for giving us all this opportunity to flourish, to create, to be ourselves, our authentic Black selves unapologetically. We appreciate you, brother. You are a Black man in this business that has persevered. And we appreciate everything you've done for us. Please know that. We appreciate you. I want to thank Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Black Water Horse movies. Catch it on our YouTube and on the website. We'll see you on Friday.